Hi. If you haven't been here before, my name is Rikki Finch, and welcome to Rikki Rambles. So this is actually something I've been wanting to do for a long time. I thought the name was really cute, and I wanted to run with it. And I love those old videos where it's just somebody talking over some old Let's Play, video gameplay, and you just talk about anything. Nothing specific, but anything. Doesn't have to be about gaming, doesn't have to be about life, I don't know, it just anything. And that's what I want this to be. I hope to do one once a week. I don't know what day of the week yet. Honestly, it took me a lot of motivation just to do it today. But I'm working on that, in therapy for that. And I don't know, it's just something I've always wanted to do, so I don't think I'm gonna do it. I keep asking myself, like, when I just want to do it at the perfect time. Maybe the perfect time will be my 17th birthday. Maybe it'll be my 18th, 19th, 20th. And now we are 6 months away from my 21st birthday. So give me 6 more months and I'll legally be allowed to be an alcoholic. And, I shouldn't joke like that. Alcoholism isn't funny. Be careful, drinking, gang. I don't know. I'll try to be a good influence. Anyway, I don't know. I didn't really plan on what to talk about for the first episode. I just kind of figured I'd just talk so you can kind of get to know me more and get a feel for my personality. And if you like it, maybe you'll stick around. But I have some old Minecraft Let's Play stuff going on. I launched Minecraft on the Java thing on my computer at school, and it had an option where you could play older versions. And I was like, oh, sweet, yeah, let me take advantage of that. Let's use it. And you can go all the way back to Minecraft 1.0. I didn't know you could do that. So I loaded it up, and I gotta say, a wave of nostalgia just hit me playing this. There were several moments of it where I just have to stop and appreciate the game for a moment and appreciate how I spent a good bit of my childhood, staying up late playing Minecraft in particular, but also other games. Minecraft's just always been one I've happened to go back to. I remember growing up, in, let's say, middle school, I guess. 2012, Lord. I started playing when Minecraft started blowing up. 2011, 2012-ish. Let's see, I would have been, how old? I can't do math. I don't know. I can't do math. Honestly, I just woke up from a nap, to be honest. Anyway. Born in 2003. It was, 2012, 2011. I was probably like 9 when I started playing, 9 or 10. And I fell in love with it. I played the Xbox 360 version first. I think it was the 360. Was the 360 out by then? Surely it was. It was the Xbox, though. Whether it was the original Xbox or the 360, it was on Xbox. And I played it with my brother fairly often. Or actually, it was his game, and he let me play with him. He owned an Xbox, I did not. So for a long time, actually, I couldn't play it since it was his Xbox, and he would just say, like, get out my room. But I would sometimes, if we were getting along that day, he would let me go in and play with him, and he let me, go on there and play with some of his friends, his online friends that, we're not really in contact with anymore, but I still think about them because they were really nice. They're really cool people. Zeta Prime, if you're out there, Big Kel, shout out. Oh, I doubt they even remember me. but maybe they remember my brother. Who knows? It was just, those were just the greatest days. You know, you load up Minecraft on the Xbox 360, and there's like that old little tutorial area with, it's a little circle. You got some wood. You got your basic tutorial going down. You have the big Minecraft sign up in the air. You walk through, and it's just a cute little build. And I always appreciate the tutorial world because I'm not good at building. So that was always like a godsend, because I was just like, what do I do? What do I do with this? Huh? How do I do that? So that was always helpful. I would just usually get a tutorial world and make it my own world and just build onto it. I remember there was one tutorial world when I had a Wii U. I played Minecraft on the Wii U for a long time. Oh gosh, every night, every day I played that. And I had a friend who played with me from school every now and then, but mostly it was by myself. And I loved it. That was in 2015, 2016, I think. Maybe not 2016. 2015, I think. I was on Minecraft for Wii U, and I just loved it. And at that point, a lot of people weren't playing Minecraft, at least not as much. The game never really died, but it wasn't an explosion like it was before, you know? And I hope I'm getting these dates right, Lord. I don't know my years. Anyway, there was a tutorial world on there with, like, Stampy, the YouTuber Stampy. Like, it had his Minecraft house rebuilt on there. And, like, he had, like, little signs as, like, messages from the Mojang team and from Stampy. And I thought that was just the coolest thing. So I made a copy of that world and played on it all the time. And his house was my house. And I just, oh my gosh, I love that tutorial world. That was probably my favorite tutorial world they ever made. And I think if I load up my Wii U, I could probably still find that I have a copy of that world still saved. So I never erased the data or anything like that. I still have my Wii U. They don't update the Wii U anymore, though. I know there was a point where, because we had a computer, you know, we had my mom's old laptop that me and my brother sometimes played on, and I cleaned houses for money as a kid, and then I would spend that on whatever. So my first time, I can remember going into GameStop and buying Minecraft for the computer for the first time, getting that little card and with the code on the back. Oh my gosh, the best day of my life. I don't think my wedding would even top that. I was so excited to get home and to play, and when I tell you, I was on there for hours every single night. Oh my gosh. Because, you know, I spent so much time playing alone. And my brother may sometimes would play with me, but he got annoyed at me pretty quickly, so I usually ended up playing alone. And finally, I could go on into, like, multiplayer servers, and it was game-changing. I spent a lot of time on Mineplex. I think, is that still a thing? Mineplex? There was one that was bee-themed, I think. The Hive. I think it was the Hive. And, what's that really popular one everyone's on? Technoblade was on it. Rest in peace. Love that guy. Oh, don't even get me started on Technoblade. Gosh. Ugh. Anyway. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I was obsessed. Loved it. And I remember staying up super late. We didn't have Spotify, so I listened to Pandora radio. Turned on some random station on there and listened to some angsty music or some whatever's popular in the early 2000s, and just had the time of my life. I didn't need friends. I didn't need to be well liked. I just did my thing at school. I didn't really talk much. I didn't have the friends that I did have. I never really saw them outside of school. So I just kind of, I don't know, I just did my own thing. And I remember being sad about that, but it didn't affect me yet at that point in my life. I wasn't yearning. Well, I don't know. I got upset that no one ever hung out with me outside of school, but I also was just like, well, I get to go home and play Minecraft, so I don't care. Even if you invited me, you would interrupt my Minecraft time. Why would I want to do that? Instead of talking about Minecraft the entire time, maybe I'll go into that little bit I was just mentioning about school. I've changed a lot as a person. Oh gosh. Because I remember that little girl who was just so excited to go home and play Minecraft. She hasn't changed much. That part side of me. Because at the end of my day with college, I'm majoring in psychology, minoring in music. I work 8 to 12. Then I immediately go to class. And I'm in classes from 12 to 5. So I got a pretty busy schedule. And then I usually work on an esport. If you've watched my streams, you might have noticed. I actually help out with a collegiate esports team. And I do all of my work for them in the evenings. So I'm usually I'll maybe go eat around 5 or go take a nap. And then I'm working 7, 8 p.m. to about midnight for esports. If I'm not working with them, I'm usually doing some bonding with them. But, that little girl who was just excited to go home and play on the computer, play Minecraft on a really, really old laptop that could barely run it, she's still in me. I run over to esports room, I load up my little computer that they gave me, and I will sit. I checked yesterday. I have 65 hours in Sims 4. What? I've owned the game for 2 months. It's my first time ever playing it, but I've made some little families on there, and I just love them to death. And if I go a week without checking on them, I get anxious. I'm like, I gotta go check on my family. My families. They need me. I love it. Love the game. So fun. I don't have any of those downloadable content thingies yet, but maybe eventually we'll get to that level. I don't think I'll spend money on the game, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know if you can get stuff for free or not. Oh, if you hear cat purring, by the way, my landlord's cat comes in my apartment. She's with me on the bed right now. So you might hear her rustling around. She's trying to get head scratches right now. Anyway, I ramble. Rikki rambles. Anyway, yeah, that I think about that little girl though, and I mean everything else really though has kind of changed. I talk a lot more because back then I was pretty much mute except for at home. At home I would talk some. I would ramble and rant to my mother, my poor mother, who was probably halfway listening, and probably I think one time I talked to her while she was asleep. Just because I don't know. I couldn't stop. And at school, I was completely silent. Did not like talking in class at all. I would literally cry. And when I was forced to, it was the hardest thing ever. I remember, or at least it felt like it, I actually remember one time in 5th grade, none of the teachers really ever heard me speak, and they always were just like, oh, she's so quiet. And when they saw my parents at PTA meetings, they were like, your daughter is just so quiet. I don't even know if she can talk. And I'm like, yeah. Is that a good thing? I don't. Why did no one report that? I don't know. Anyway, one day in 5th grade, I remember I was selected to read from a book, and they were like, oh yeah, read this little portion of the book, and I was all right. And I didn't want to, because even back then I just did not like my voice, and I still don't. But I whipped out the book and I was like, all right, let's do this. And I start reading, and my teacher kind of just stopped. And after a minute, she was like, Lily, see me after class. I was like, okay, oh God, what have I done? Did I read it wrong? Am I illiterate? What's wrong with me? She meets me after class, and she was like, Lily, I've never really heard you speak that much, so I guess no one's ever noticed, but you have a speech impediment. I was like, what? What's an impediment? A what? And I was in an honors English, I took all the upper level stuff you could take, right? I was in there with all those gifted kids, and I was just like, what do you mean that a speech impediment? What? And they're like, yeah, you have a lisp. And I was like, oh, And I was like, yeah, no one's ever noticed it because you don't talk enough. And so I ended up going to speech therapy for like a year or two. The school provided it, thank God, because Lord knows I probably wouldn't have been able to afford it, or my parents wouldn't have been able to afford it, and of course American insurance that we have is not going to cover that. So, but yeah, I went to speech therapy, and no one even knew I had a lisp because I never talked. My own friends never really knew. They're like, oh yeah, you're pretty quiet. Even when you do talk, you mumble. So it's like, we didn't know either. I was just, man, all right, that's cool. I kind of thought it was like, oh, well, I'm just different. Yeah. Speaking of those friends, I don't know. I was a social butterfly, I like to think, especially in high school. I was a social butterfly. I kind of got around. By high school, I was much more talkative. Not in class, ever. No, not in class. But outside of class, I was a little bit more out of my shell. I got access to YouTube and kind of just based my personality off of whoever I was watching on there and whoever I was around, really. And those friends I talked about, some of them I met in pre-K, I am still friends with to this day. We don't talk very often, but I keep up with them, and we care about each other. But most of them I haven't seen or talked to since high school, since graduation day. Graduation day, I said goodbye to everyone, and I went to college, and I think everyone else kind of just stayed in my hometown, and they're all just kind of stuck there, and I'm like, well, that's you. That's not going to be me. But anyway, these friends, I don't know. In the end, I don't think they were really my friends. I don't even know if half of them really even liked me. I know one or two that genuinely were nice to me. And, I took them for granted, to be honest. Because all the ones that I thought were, like, my best friends, and I was like, oh, we're gonna be friends forever, and go to high school. When we get to high school, we're gonna be so cool. And then when we went to high school together, it's like, oh, we're just best friends. We just love each other so much. We do everything together. Except I was never invited to anything. Anything. They would throw parties without me. They would have big sleepovers, and I would just hear them talk about it the next day. They would joke about how I wasn't there. They would openly make fun of me in front of me and behind my back. Talked about me all the time. I went home crying so often. I honestly don't even remember half of it, but I remember my mom just telling me, like, yeah, you came home crying all the time because I wanted to be someone's best friend. I wanted someone to love me and to care about me enough to be with me all the time and to hang out with me. And to be honest, I didn't get that until college. My whole life, I never had that. And I always thought I was kind of weird for that. But I'm starting to learn now that I think it was for a reason. Because those friends were not good friends. Why would I need to be... If I was closer to them, I might have ended up like them. God knows I don't want that. So... And look at me now. I'm in college. I have an apartment. I'm switched my major a couple times, so who hasn't? I started a YouTube and a Twitch, just like I always talked about. I've always wanted to do YouTube. Not super professionally or anything like that, but just as a hobby. It's just something I like to do. Something I like creating things, but I'm not exactly good at anything. So, I don't know. I thought maybe this would be a good way to kind of do something with myself. Lord, this is depressing. Anyway, what am I going to ramble about next? I think the situation's kind of weird. Like, I'm I'm recording this on my iPhone. It's like an XR, I don't know. It's all shattered. I love it. And sitting on this bed, it's 2 twin beds pushed together to make a king bed. I don't own a dresser, so all of my clothes are in tubs and mostly on the floor. There's a TV my landlord gave me, which is pretty epic. I don't have anywhere to really store food or my books or anything like that yet, so there's boxes everywhere. I got a cool bathroom. I got a bathroom. No storage space in there yet though, so there's a box for that. The fridge has nothing but some leftovers from the other night and some Monsters and Hot Pockets. I think that's it. I think that's all that's in my fridge right now. And I gotta say, this was not my plan. Definitely was not my plan. I mean, being here in college, being alive, it wasn't my plan. Recording this tonight was not my plan. Today's actually a pretty significant day for me. I'm gonna try to get this uploaded the same day I record it, February 28th, 2024. Today's actually marks 1 year since I last self-harmed. And I don't like to bring attention to it because it kind of just reminds me, like, hey, this is a thing you did. But it is a significant day for me. And I don't know how I feel about it. Ask me again maybe next year, if I make it there. But yeah, I never planned on being a psychology major or a music minor. Didn't plan on living in this apartment. Didn't plan on being alive. And I tried to make that not happen. If you watch some of the videos I talked a little bit about it. I did, attempt suicide, but it didn't work. So here I am, and now I'm recording my voice, and I'm literally sitting in a pitch black. My apartment is a studio apartment. The lights are all off. There's like a little bit of moonlight coming through the window. There's a cat in my bed that's not even my cat. And I'm in the pitch black dark, sitting on my bed. Just woke up from a nap and decided to get this done because I want to put the video up tonight. And I've been telling myself, I'll do it tomorrow, do it next week. Yeah, if I keep doing that, I'm never gonna get it done. And I want to do it today. Today's a special day for me, and I want to do this. So this is probably gonna be what every episode's like. It's just, I don't have a script. I didn't know what I was gonna talk about at all. This is just something I do when I'm by myself. I talk out loud anyway to myself sometimes, like while I'm driving. I'll just rant and ramble. And I was like, why not record it? Why not? I will literally spend hours just rambling while I drive somewhere or something. And that's just how I process my thoughts and how I get everything out and move on. And why not record it? Why not record it? And maybe someone out there can relate. I don't know. Maybe it's weird. Maybe it's weird that I talk to myself so often. Does anyone else pretend that like there's a camera there and you just, you're like, oh, this is my life. This is my live stream. It is my life. But there's no camera. I'm not a reality TV star. As much as I wish I was on Dance Moms, I am not. Or as rich as the Kardashians, I am not. But yeah, there's no structure to this. There's no, I don't know what I'm doing. And I will say, please be patient with me. I want to make these weekly, but I don't know if that will happen because I'll level with you. I have depression and anxiety, and sometimes it gets pretty bad. And I might go months without uploading, like I recently, not recently, but before I really started uploading in this past month, I had no motivation to do anything. It was always a want of mine to stream and record videos, but I just didn't. And I kind of regret that. But now I'm back. I'm here. I'm doing the thing. I want to keep doing the thing. hopefully I will. But just don't hold me to a schedule. I'll try to do one once a week at least. But whew, I didn't plan on doing anything. I didn't plan on being here in my life, and usually it does not come to fruition when I plan things. So I'm not gonna go crazy about scheduling, because I've already learned things don't usually work out how I plan. So we'll just see what happens. We're just gonna play it by ear. I'll shoot for once a week and we'll see what happens. Alright? I think I've been talking for like, what? Oh lord, 25 minutes already? Shee. Alright, I don't even know how I'm supposed to sign off on one of these. But anyway, I hope you could get some kind of enjoyment out of this. Maybe relate to this. Maybe it won't be so sporadic in future videos if I don't enjoy it. If maybe I want to plan more structure, I will. I don't know. I'll listen to this back and edit it and see what I think. But and let me know what you think. You know, if you like the more sporadic, unfilteredness of this, then let me know, and that's what we'll keep doing. But for now, it is what it is, and I'm gonna go eat dinner because I forgot to eat lunch, and it is 8:30 p.m. Eat food. Don't be like me. Just take care of yourself. Remember that you are loved, and I will talk to you again soon.